The water, let the daughter find an image with the rest. She'll be learning how to breathe.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. For those who don't know me, my name is Linda Psychiatrist. I do everything residency, lifestyle, and Jesus. So this week, it will be my last week on the consult liaison team. And I've really enjoyed my time here, honestly. Like, it's been great being a junior attending, overseeing, dividing the list, talking to patients, helping my junior residents out when the, consults have become too overwhelming for them. I really enjoy what I'm doing here. So I'm a little sad to leave, but I'll be back in May. So I'll take you guys with me along all of that. Hopefully I don't have too much of senioritis that I'll be able to take you guys with all that I'm doing. So for this week, I'll be taking sign out. So sign out pretty much, actually, I'll tell you guys about sign out when I get there because I'm running a little bit late. So I'm on my way to the hospital. Let's take sign out and then we can chat after. Alrighty, so we made it to the hospital safely and I just finished sign out. So I wanted to explain to you guys what sign out is. Every specialty has a different way of doing sign out, how it runs, etc. So for psychiatry, I'll be explaining you how our sign out runs. So the chief resident or PGY4 senior resident is the one who takes sign out. And our sign out time starts at 8 a.m. Who has to come to sign out, right? The night shift person who's already in the hospital has to be at sign out. Also, the person who does short call has to be on sign out. What is short call? I know all these questions. I'm going to provide all these answers for you guys. Short call is a shift that a resident, either PGY1 or PGY2, works from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. before the night person comes in. So they handle any medical issues that occur if our PA isn't here. They handle any psychiatric incidents, let's say agitation, anxiety, PRN medications, nurses calling, admissions that come up, they do that. So we have a document that all this information goes into. So in the morning time, I encourage people, I really tell people, it's important for us to be on time. Number one, because we all remember how we felt on the night shift. You want to leave right at when you're done with sign out. If people are late, the night person is delayed. I know it's kind of annoying for the residents. It's like, oh, I have to show up to read the paper. However, you were the one who worked the shift, right? Me as a chief resident or someone who didn't know, I'm only reading what you wrote. And if your description wasn't clear, how am I going to know what occurred, right? You can say a patient made allegations for sexual assault, right? And that's it. Saw the patient, no, complaints, no distress, anything like that. However, when you're fully telling the story, now you're saying, oh, the patient was paranoid, thought the staff was attacking them, was exposed, said that the staff member exposed themselves to them. So all these things are important. That's why the person who does, the actual shift should be at sign out. So that's how it works. And then we present to the deputy director of psychiatry, and then now he goes and sits with the nursing staff and all the other staff members and takes report. So that's how we do sign out. So after all of that, now I still need to check the list for CL. And I'm expecting patients. I'm expecting us to have to follow between 4 to 5 patients over the long weekend, right? Hopefully clear a good amount of them and stuff, but this is the job, this is the work. So let's see. Hey you guys, so I just wanted to catch up with you guys. I'm so tired. Today has been a very busy day. I'm currently hanging out in our third year's call room / lounge / break room / snack room. It's been very busy because I didn't even get to tell you, we went from having 6 patients to coming back having 12 patients on the list. So I had to help the younger residents clear out the list. I took on a patient who was an elderly lady, and it seems like she got frustrated in the hospital, said she wanted to pretty much, if you don't give me the phone, I'm going to harm myself. Nursing staff didn't want to give her the phone. So that pretty much is the reason why she was making these statements and everything. So I went to go see her. Then she wanted to tell me a whole slew of other things. And you want to be considerate to the patient, right? She's like, nobody really has attended to me or told me anything. So I'm really trying to listen to her and really empathize with her. However, it was she was a little rude. I'm not gonna lie, she was a little rude, but that's fine. Being in a bed, not knowing what you're going through, what's going on with your medical process, it can be annoying. So I do get that. So I had to go see her, then help the younger residents on stuff. And let's just talk about note formulation, right? Putting your note together. What we do is called an HPI, which is history of presenting illness. I tell people, you don't have to write a whole paragraph. We don't want a paragraph. Give me the important details. The patient's name, how old they are, right? Have they had any past psychiatric history, anxiety, depression, bipolar, schizophrenia? Have they been admitted to the hospital before, right? How many times and what for? Have they had any suicide attempts, right? Was that aborted by themselves, interrupted by somebody else? What was their mode of suicide if they did go through with it, right? You'll never hear about a completed suicide attempt unless they're talking about a family member, because a completed suicide attempt means that the person actually went through and they're no longer here, right? That's why we call it completed. But an attempt is pretty much you attempted, but you're still here. And I love to tell patients you're still here for a reason and a purpose. So they always hear that from me. What was the method of what they used to do the suicide attempt? OD, right? Overdose on pills. How many pills? What type of pills it was, right? That is also important. Did they try to hang themselves? Did they try to cut their wrist? All this needs to be in there. Also, any history of aggression, we have to know that stuff. Any drinking history, any drug abuse, that's important to put in. And then in the last statement, why they came here. Were they brought in by themselves? Family, EMS. How did they get here and what for, right? And why were we consulted? That's also important, because for a consult, it's not just do a psych evaluation. No, what is your question? How can we help? How can we assist? So that's really how we do that. So it was a lot. I went to go get lunch, and after that, I literally just needed to take a breather, right? I read the Bible a little bit, listened to some praise and worship, and then I'm like, okay, now I can pick up the camera and really talk to you guys and let you guys know what's going on. So hopefully the rest of the day is peaceful and I head home and I'm able to relax. But today has been one of the more busier days. So I'm glad we are winding down. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope your day's going well. And I'll see you guys later on, if not tomorrow. Good morning, beautiful people. It's Monday, February 16th. It's a holiday. It's President's Day in America. I am going to work for Note Writing Day, and I'll tell you a little bit about what Note Writing Day is when I get to work. But right now we are at Walmart. The yogurt saga continues, okay? I went to a store, couldn't find my yogurt, so now I'm at my local Walmart to hopefully be able to pick it up here. And it snowed yesterday night, so it's a lot that happened, but we are here at Walmart. I'm gonna quickly grab yogurt and maybe a few other things and head to work.
The day goes by where I don't think you always stay down and you always stay true. I don't know what I would do without you. You by my side, I can't lose. They don't stand a chance, they can never compete. I know that I'm covered, you're always with me. Cause my God is real. Lord, I know they wanna see us down, but we ain't going out like that. Cause my God is real. It's like you come in perfect time, and even through the shade you keep me shining. Off track till you passed out in the line. 2+2 stress, so I've been grinding. Now the day goes by where I don't think you always stay down and you always stay true. I don't know what I would do without you. You by my side.
Okay, so I ran off to the library to write notes and finish what I need to do because the units were very active. So I had about 11 patients to see. Today is Note Writing Day. I said I was going to explain that to you. So Note Writing Day pretty much is whenever there's a holiday and it falls on a Monday, a Wednesday, and a Friday, we still need to write notes. If it's on Tuesday and Thursday, we don't. So the hospital bills based off of progress notes, which is pretty much you describing what the patient is presenting like, anything that changes that happen, any PRN medications that are needed. So we do that via notes. Now, why do the progress note need to be written 3 days a week? For our hospital, that is their cycle of how they bill. So 3 times a week, did I say 3 days? It was supposed to be 3 times a week that they do a progress note. So the residents come in, they volunteer or they're selected, which they call voluntoed, to come in to help with progress notes. So we do that, we see the patient. This is not an elaborate progress note, it's very brief. Keep it short, how did you sleep, medications, any side effects, any SI, HI intent or plan, which is suicidal ideation, homicidal ideation, intent, plan, what are these things that are going on with the patients? So we do that. get more information from the patients, like what exactly is going on. But we're not writing a novel. Let's keep the novels to the primary team. We're just covering for the day. So as a chief, I'm on to pretty much divide what is going on with the, pretty much to divide the patients amongst the residents, and also make sure that they're completing the notes. So when they tell me they're done, I'll check on the notes and see how it went. So I now have to write my notes, hopefully before any of the residents tell me that they're done, so that I can now be able to just review and rest. So let's get to writing notes.
God, you call me by my name. The love you give me, I just can't deny. Yeah. No longer blinded, I can see you. I'm on my way to meet you. We gotta talk, you know. All these trials and tribulations got me tired, I need rest. And I heard that I can come to you when weary of my flesh. You awaken me from death. God, I need you. No more walking by the flesh. That's when I leave you. God told me I'm someone. 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 Know that I'm someone. No, I'm a child of God. I wanna go to Godly way. Close to your love again. I give my heart again, Jesus. I wanna.
Good morning, beautiful people. It is Friday, February 20th, and we finally made it to Friday. Yes, thank you, Jesus. Like this week, honestly, it hasn't been as busy as last week. However, it is my last week in CL. So, you know, you feel the moment. You feel like the urges of like, okay, I'm almost done. And I finally made it to Friday. So all glory to God. So today, it's going to be either a good day or a long day, right? Like we still have to be here until 4 p.m. Make sure like all the consults are done. However, I have this thing, you know, I'm going to say that today's going to be a good day. I'm not going to tell you about the past. I'm not going to tell you about what happened in the past. No, we are a new creation. Today's a new day, right? So we're going to pray that today goes by well. So as you can see, it's a rainy day in New York. I'm going to quickly grab myself. I found free parking. We love that. We love free parking. The snow is melting. You know, spring is near. Spring is near. So I'm very excited about that. It's about 7:45 this morning. So sign out is at 8 o'clock that I'm going to see the night resident, hear the events that happen overnight, and go from there. And then we'll check the list. The last time checking the list. So we'll check the list and see how things go today. I'm excited to bring you guys along with my last day of CL. And this weekend is going to be a cool weekend. It's going to be a chill weekend. And then next week is my fiance's birthday, which is my birthday too. You know, if you have a person, you know, you do all these things. And for me, I plan and I, you know, do execution for it to be even better than what I would do for myself. So, you know, his birthday is my birthday, and I'm sure he feels the same way. All right, let me not talk for too much. Let's get out of the rain and head to work. Okay, so we made it to the hospital. Before I even talk about the list, let me show you the light breakfast I'm having, okay? Because I don't want to be too hungry to take on this last day. So we are having yogurt and a bagel. So that is what I'm having. So I checked the list without you guys. I'm sorry, but I just needed to know while I was eating. And we have no one to follow. No one from CPEP. So far, so good. We have 6 patients on the list so far, right? Nothing new to discuss or whatever. I was holding the pager yesterday. Excuse me. I was holding the pager yesterday and I didn't get anything through the times of 1 to 4, so nothing came in. So we're going to do rounds. Let's see if there's any patients that come up that's interesting, and I'll check in with you guys later. Okay, you guys, so I'm back from rounds. We only had 6 patients to talk about. We have one that is Huntington's disease, which is very, very interesting. I feel like if you're a medical student, if you're a nurse, you have studied Huntington's disease, and you're just like, okay, what is that? Like, for the people who don't know, let me educate you. I'm gonna give a brief scenario. So when you hear this on the news or you see a report, you're like, Linda Psychiatrist, she told me about this. She told me about this, and now I know. So Huntington's disease, how is it like started? What is it all about? It's a dementia, right? But it's a dementia that has classic symptoms, which is like chorea. What is chorea? Abnormal movements that the patient does, and they don't do it voluntarily. It's involuntary. So you see them like moving their body, like throwing their hands, like stuff like that. So it's a very distinct feature. We talked about the chorea, right? And then they have psychiatric symptoms. That's what we get called for. Impulsivity, irritability, depression. And then because of these movements and the deterioration in their brain, they have a risk of suicide, attempts, suicidal ideation, and stuff like that, right? There's this interesting thing that happens with Huntington's disease, and it's called anticipation, right? Huntington's disease is inherited in an autosomal dominant pretty much variant, right? In an autosomal dominant carrier. You're like, Lynn, what is that? Right? So our genes, our alleles, have things that pretty much move our information from parent to daughter, from parent to son, right? And this pretty much means that if your parent has it, there's 50% chance that you will get it, right? And that's just for one parent. So that's different from autosomal recessive, which means that like you have like a 25% chance of getting it. Basic, right? Simple. All right. So now the crazy thing about Huntington's disease is that there's this thing called anticipation, which means that when your parent, who's the first person to ever have it, right, they move it on to you, but you have a 50% chance of getting it. You getting it, you'll get it at an earlier age than your parent got it, right? And let's say you give it to your children, God forbid, it goes to your children, right? They now will get it at an earlier age and the symptoms will be more pronounced in them. So that's what we call anticipation. The anticipation of it happens earlier and earlier of it. So I seen a patient with it, I've seen what it happens, and our team talked about like, oh wow, the daughter should get tested, right? So all these things, it's like things you read, things you have been tested on actually show up in person. So now you can say, about Huntington's disease, anybody come and try to talk to you, ask you about you, like, yeah, my girl, she told me about it. All right. So I have to do studying. I can't be playing no more. I can't be playing no games. We had a good time this morning. We was yapping in rounds, but time to get serious. Okay. So now let's do some questions. Good morning, everyone. It is Saturday, February 22nd, I think. Okay. Don't hold me on that. However, I hope you guys are having a great weekend. It is time to go to the gym. All right. I haven't been to the gym all week and I'm feeling it. So I'm at the gym early in the morning. It's about 7:40, I think. And can I be honest with y'all for a minute? So as I walk with God, every day he's refining me, he's perfecting me. And the one thing he asked me to like give to him, put at his feet, is like modesty. I'm not wild as I used to be. You understand? Because if you knew me before, you'd be like, girl, you came a long way. However, like there is a part of me that's has value in how I look, how I dress, and all of that, And I was at the gym last time and God convicted me with the crop top I was wearing. I'm like, oh, like crop tops are my thing, and I do understand why he's saying, give that to me, because, your value comes from what is within, what I placed inside of you. You understand? Like who you are on the inside, the values, the gifts, the all the good things that I've given you. You don't have to, expose this or expose that to like feel that you are at a certain level. No matter what the world is doing, you don't have to do that. So I got convicted of that. And this time I was just like, I was getting ready and I did have the option to put on the crop top because, I'm working on my abs, I'm working on the abs and I want people to see that, I'm gonna be honest. I want people to see my abs, but it's like, God is like, you don't need that. You don't need that. I know you're working on your abs. You're working on your abs. First of all, your body belongs to me first. You understand? And, then to your husband, I'm waiting, waiting for my wedding day. But for that, I have to kill that, whatever's inside of me. I have to kill it and give it back to God. So today I'm fully clothed. Y'all not going to see no abs. And this is a journey. You understand? This is a journey. I want y'all to know. Some days I want to fight the flesh every day. I don't even want to say some days I'm going to fall. Every day I will yield to what God wants from me. So that is what I'm doing. I'm fully clothed today. Y'all going to see me in the gym, no skin showing. Instead of like no skin that would like lead to like people lust. People gonna look regardless, you understand? But also like I'm killing that, whatever's inside me. So I just wanted to share that with you because it's like, I have to be honest, not because, I have to be honest. No, because this is like, we're all walking. And I hope, with these messages, you get to know Christ a little bit better, but we're all on this journey. We're all on this walk. So what value am I doing for not telling you the struggles that I'm going through in my journey? So yeah. That's what I'm going through. But, God is within me, so I will not fail. So let's go work out. All right.
Good life. more than enough. Life feel good when it's built on love.